The great comedian Lenny Bruce used to tell a story about a quasi-hip, upwardly mobile young couple whose cocktail napkins were inscribed, "Another martini for Mother Cabrini." It was in just such a spirit of fun that I tuned in C-SPAN recently for something called the National Prayer Breakfast, since it promised to feature the words and wisdom of the world's oldest living saint, Macedonia's own Mother Teresa. So I was quite surprised that the first person I recognized on the screen was that paragon of Southern Democratic chivalry, Senator Hal Big Heflin of Alabama, but moreover of Hill Thomas Hearing fame. For it was he who was responsible for the notorious aside into an accidentally open mic to Joseph Biden. "We have been here, Joe, for 2 full days talking about harass this and harass that. Would you please tell this old sailor when we are going to start talking about her tits? Ha!" The ancient crone was doubtless unaware of Big Hef's indiscreet bon mot and allowed him, like a balloon Falstaff in the Macy's parade, to escort her to the podium. If the prominence of Senator Heflin failed to make it clear that this event was not simply another crackpot Republican affair, my first good glimpse of the guests at the principal table made it abundantly so, since they included President Clinton and the First Lady. It is impossible to imagine what manner of ultra-weirdness must have jumped off inside the head of Hillary Rodham Clinton when this tiny crone at the podium, now more witch than saint, unleashed her incredible rant litany against not just abortion, but contraception, birth control, and family planning. One might have felt that this was a fitting comeuppance for public persons who fail to distance themselves from such arcane sky god antics and adulations. To be against the practice of birth control when the world population has grossly outgrown the food necessary to sustain it is hardly to be on the side of the angels.
Well, go, man. Go. Go, baby. Woo, woo. Oh, baby. Oh, I don't know what to say.
Well, let's see now. You've been a faggot male nurse for 9 years, I believe. What attracted you to this sort of work?
People. I love people. I love to be with them and to help them. That's what hospital work is, helping people.
What about being a doctor? Did you ever...
Oh, no. I don't have the patience for that. Patience for that. No, my approach is different. It's more intuitive, more instinctive, and more direct, much more direct, you see. I deal directly with my patient and all the time. The doctor sees a patient maybe 5 minutes a day. That's the difference. I'm with my patient all the time as much as he needs me. I have close, warm, wonderful, wonderful relationships with my patients. They all love me. All of them. Not all. No, I won't say that. There are some who, well, you know the kind, they don't want help. They don't know what love is. They can't love. Well, you know the kind.
You think they don't love you due to gayness?
Due to gayness? Due to my gayness?
Well, now, let's see. How about...
Listen, don't get the idea that I'm giving a big build-up to the whole profession, if you like, of hospital attendants or male nurse, whatever. I mean, don't take me as a typical example by any means. I mean, some of the others, well, I wouldn't want to say.
Why? What are they like?
Well, I'll tell you this much. It isn't because they like people they're there.
Well, what is it?
Well, they're sadists. A lot of them, especially in the mental wards. Big, insensitive, well, you've got no idea what goes on in some of these wards. Animals like apes, big, cruel apes. They just sit around waiting for someone to blow his stack so they can slam him.
Really? Slam him?
That's what they call it, slamming. Somebody blows his stack and they yell, "Slam him, Joe, slam that nut." What it really means, what it's supposed to mean, is that you put him in the slammer, like, in a padded cell and slam the door. But it means the subduing part, too.
And how do they do that?
How? Are you kidding? Any way they feel like, with their fists, if they can. That's what they really like. Oh, I mean, the tough ones are proud of their reputations for never using the sap, the leather thing, the blackjack. Or they may say, "Big Joe had to use the sap," which means that it was a really bad case if Big Joe had to use the sap. But of course, a real nut is as strong as about 4 ordinary people.
Surely they aren't all like that, are they? Is that just the mental ward?
The mental ward? Oh, no, there's another kind, the exact opposite. They work in hospitals to be close to morphine, so they can get morphine. Some of them have terrible, terrible habits. I mean, that would cost them $200 or $300 a day if they didn't work at the hospital.
And they get morphine. How do they get it?
Oh, well, they get it. They have to get it. I mean, they would get it if you put it in a safe and dropped it in the bottom of the ocean. They're like Houdini when they go after that. Nothing could stop them. Nothing. I mean, they don't even worry about how to get it. All they want is to be in the vicinity of it. Because if they are, they'll get it.
Well, what do you think? I mean, are they good at their work?
No, they're like zombies. No feeling, none at all. Well, I certainly wouldn't have them in my hospital, I can tell you that.
Well, you mean, what do you think about that, about hospital administration?
Yes, that's it. That's what I'd really like to do. I'd like to organize my own hospital.
What would you have, an all-gay staff?
What? Oh, no. Don't be silly. What an idea. An all-gay hospital. Well, who knows? Maybe it would work out that way. Who knows? I mean, one thing I do know, I would not, repeat, not use women nurses.
You would not?
No, I would not. And I know what you're thinking. But I don't care. It isn't true. I would definitely not use them.
Why not?
Why not? God! Do you know that women nurses are one hell of a lot more trouble than the patients? They're always sick. Always sick. If it isn't their period, it's something else. Something's wrong with their breasts or their insides, ovaries, womb, uterus, vulva, tubes. And God knows what else. Christ, if I hear another nurse talk about her goddamn tubes.
Oh, well, aren't you,
I know, I'm exaggerating. All right, you're right, I am, but it's only an exaggeration. And there's something else. They're sexually frustrated and bitter, baby. Bitter.
Well, can't they make it with the doctors or the patients? I mean...
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, they do, with the doctors, patients, interns, ward boys, janitors, anybody. That's why you can never find one of them. They're either lying down in the restrooms coddling their period, or they're off somewhere getting laid in the broom closet or someplace.
I see, then you don't...
Oh, listen, I've known some nice nurses. I don't say... There's one right here on this floor, day nurse, darling, perfectly darling little old lady. She's 64 years old and a marvelous nurse, really marvelous, sweet old lady. But I mean, well, I don't mind telling you, it's a rare thing of...
All right. Listen, now, by way of recap, truth to tell, wouldn't you prefer to be a man's man?
Oh, it's up to you, honey.
Let's,
Buy you a drink, big boy?
Ooh!